Hey there, it's Colleen Flanagan, and today's video is about urinary tract infections and the possible mind-body-wisdom connection, the emotional triggers of them, and how you can possibly clear the emotions to help yourself out and maybe not get so many in the future, or possibly even get rid of the one you have. Generally, when there's an infection, by that time I believe you need to go to the doctor and get your antibiotics or whatever the doctor says. Those things are not anything to mess with. I've had some myself, and whew, they're awful, aren't they? So let's first take a look here. Mind-body wisdom is just the idea that repressed emotions often will trigger physical ailments. It's your body's way of saying, please, please do something about this, right? If you take an aspirin, like Louise, the mind-body wisdom connection expert and one of the pioneers in that field, used to say, taking medication and stuff to get rid of pain is just like telling your body to shut up. Your body's like the dashboard of a vehicle, right? Has all those lights that go off when something's wrong or something's about to go wrong or something you need to look into. But sadly, most of us are taught just to ignore it. Please don't ignore it. If you get into the mind-body wisdom like I have, you will find very little need to go to the doctor more than once for your yearly annual and your lab tests and stuff. You can take really good care of yourself even at my age, and I'm in my 70s now. So let's take a quick look at urinary infections here in my favorite go-to guide by Deb Shapiro, Your Body Speaks Your Mind, available on a lot of bookstores. She says different circumstances can add to the causes of urinary tract infections, even things like having a lot of sex, pressure on the bladder, tight nylon underwear, deodorants used in that area, obesity, pregnancy. She says an infection makes urination painful and difficult due to the hot, itchy, inflamed tissue. The body-mind connection implies that the emotion is hot, too. It indicates a buildup of unreleased negative emotions. You are literally feeling pissed off. And I will tell you from my personal experience, oh my gosh, it is so true. One time this guy I was dating, he got in a big fight with his roommate and had the nerve to pack up his car with his stuff and just come over to my place. Can I stay here for a while? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's what I would say nowadays. But back then I'm like, okay, for a while. Anyway, it was a mess. But I guess it was a good way somehow to get him out of my life eventually, because we weren't good together, and him coming here accelerated that knowledge. So, anyway, as she writes in her book, The Body-Mind Language for Urinary Tract Infections, Deb Shapiro says, it is rarely easy or appropriate to express rage, grief, or fear, especially for us ladies, right? And if you have no one to talk to, then emotions will get further repressed, which is true. If you don't use an emotional release technique, then those emotions are going to stay there, and you can get a urinary tract infections over and over again, even from stuff that happened decades ago, okay? So this takes some introspection. So anything that comes up while you're doing this exercise with me in a few minutes, write it down. Your subconscious mind is pushing forward that memory so you can release the traumatic emotions that occurred at that time. And especially about being pissed off, feeling pissed on by the world, by the politicians, by family members, by friends, by loved ones, by someone at work, just will piss on you. And then there's also the thing, if you have a lot of feelings like piss on the world, piss on politics, piss on my job, piss on my customers, just piss on it all, screw it all, you could be triggering your own, because your body is listening to everything you are thinking and saying and believing. And if this is too much for you to handle, please just keep watching, or better luck next lifetime. Okay, so Deb says these are the questions to ask yourself. You might want to just, write it down. What feelings are getting repressed inside that are so hot and irritating? What is making you so pissed off? Can you find a way to release locked in feelings, such as talking to a good friend or a counselor, or as far as I'm concerned, do-it-yourself emotional release work. All you got to do is just think about that. What's pissing me off? Or if you've been having this problem with urinary tract infections for a while, I would say think about when they first started and what was going on in your life that pissed you off so much, that made you so angry and upset, but you repress those emotions because generally we're not allowed to express ourselves that much anymore. So write down everything you could think of, even in the world right now that's going on and in your life that's pissing you off or making you feel pissed on, or you want to just say piss on it all. I just want to leave, but I can't. And start translating those feelings, those thoughts into what fears are behind them. I always look for 5 fears. A fear of not being safe, a fear the bad times are never going to end, a fear of failure, a fear of rejection or abandonment, and a fear that with every success comes consequences. Like maybe these urinary tract infections are preventing you from having sex because it's so painful, and your subconscious mind doesn't want them to heal, because then you're going to have to start giving in to your partner again, and maybe you don't enjoy it anymore, or you never did. I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons for this. It's just unbelievable. Write down everything you could think of and everything that comes to you while you do this work, and just start clearing. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to worry about what words you say. People are always like, I don't know what words to say. Just say whatever comes to mind and just start charging through it, right? Fast and furious, like this. Oh, we're going to clear our governing vessel meridian, which is a major meridian, a male-oriented meridian that runs from the bottom of the spine all the way up, ends up here, and there's these acupressure points. This is an emotional freedom techniques tapping point, those of you who know that. You can also run your hand in an arc like this, which also clears the governing vessel meridian, and it triggers your body to release these emotions. You can also, if you're someone who's got pendulums or a necklace or even just your hand, you can spin counterclockwise to spin out the emotions, or clockwise, which spins in affirmations and positive things. Remember, this isn't like rocket science. You just do it. Don't overthink it, please. That's what people send me email and want to know, is it what I'm saying? I'm not doing it right? My pendulum doesn't like me. No, just freaking do it and trust what's coming to you, okay? The more you trust it, the more information you're going to get. So here's what I would do. Just start running your hand in the arc or tapping underneath here if you have shoulder issues, or spinning your pendulum. And just say something like, my intention now is to clear all fears and fear-based emotions at the root of this urinary tract infection. I completely clear out my fear that the bad times are never going to end, and I'm so pissed off about this. I clear my fear that I'm not safe at work because I'm being bullied at work. I feel like I'm being pissed on at work, maybe given the worst tasks at work and never appreciated, so you just feel pissed on, and that pisses you off. I now release all these red hot emotions that have triggered this urinary tract infection, possibly from decades ago. And I release all blocks to knowing the exact triggers, the emotions that I've repressed, these red hot emotions that I repressed that have finally accumulated enough to affect my bladder, my kidneys, my urinary tract now, and I choose to let it go. I also release my feelings of rage, of anger, feeling pissed off, pissed on, and pissed on the world. I release these feelings of being taken for granted by others, of giving so much love, so much of myself, my time, my energy, and never being appreciated or rarely appreciated. I let go of my feelings of shame, humiliation, embarrassment, maybe something I did or said out of place, and I repress those emotions. As I let go of all of this now and feel lighter and brighter, I feel safe to allow my body and my immune system to be boosted now to attack the infection and heal it. I also, if necessary, I release all my emotions and my fears about going to the doctor and having to pee in a cup and then take those hideous antibiotics that turn your pee orange and it goes all over the place and it's a mess, and you know what I'm talking about, right? But sadly it's part of our lives and it's what we got to do. Let's take our pendulum and just spin in now. Spinning to the left and creating a vortex of removal as I now scramble the energy and neutralize any and all infected cells in my urinary tract. The energies of infection, the spirit of infection, I now scramble the energy and neutralize the frequencies of the spirit of infection in my urinary tract, in all my organs. I also neutralize and scramble the energy of the feelings and the emotions, red hot, rage, anger, grief, feeling pissed off and pissed on. Just feeling like what's the use, feeling shame, humiliation, embarrassment, anger at the government, at the politicians, at the way things are being handled in my family or with me. I just let all this go now. And I choose to feel safe. And then now that I've scrambled all the non-beneficial bacteria and infection and other cells, atoms, and molecules in my urinary tract, my body completely handles those cells, atoms, and molecules in the most positive way, and they cannot reproduce, and they just are flushed out of my body naturally, and so it is. Let's spin in the spirit of well-being, of peace and love and joy into your urinary tract, and mine too, what the heck. Spinning it in now, spinning in joy, spinning in appreciation for my body. It's so amazing, isn't it? It's just so miraculous every day. And it's trying to tell me, I accept that my body's trying to tell me that I got emotions that need to be handled, red hot emotions. And I let them go now. Because repressed emotions generally lead to ailments. And the longer it exists, the harder it is to get rid of them. So let's clear it out now. Because you are a treasure and you deserve a healthy, strong body. And it's okay to go to the doctor when you need to. And use this exercise as a supplement to your doctor's visits and the information. I'm sure you, like me, you research online. You deserve complete and total health. You are a wonderful being of light and love, and you're affecting the lives of other people without even knowing it, right? People are watching you. And if you learn this kind of stuff, then you can share it with others and just help uplift the planet and uplift society and life and other people and even some animal friends. You could probably use this if you had an animal with some kind of urinary tract issue. You could use it on them, especially cats. They get those a lot, right? And you know, cats, they're pretty much pissed off at the world, aren't they? Some of them are anyway. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Namaste. Get 10 free chapters of my Fearless Accurate Dowsing book on my website, emorescue.com. There's also links to all my Amazon books and other interesting information. Thank you.